Hi, guys. Welcome to Threads Podcast Life Unfiltered. Thank you so much for joining Mike in his Twinkie-induced state. This is a space for unfiltered dialogue about faith, mental health, and uncomfortable conversations where we talk about Twitter Twinkies, Instagram Ickies, and Facebook Fake. This is episode recording 195.
We talk about those things, or we're trying to rid the world of those things?
We trying to rid the world, but not of the Twinkies.
I know. And we would have had Twinkies, but you decided that you didn't want to do it with
Mike's talked about his loose stools, and he wanted to eat a Twinkie and see how long he could go before the episode had to be dumped because he had to
literally
go
dumped. Literally dumped.
Literally dumped.
But it'd be like a race between my bowels and us being done with content.
Because you start sweating.
I know. It's like
I would be late for my appointment tonight just to make you sweat longer. Be so worth it.
That would be awesome. Hey, Jason, we're gonna start. Well, actually, let's back up.
We need to pivot.
No, let's not pivot.
Oh,
but people probably think that we are wise because we have beards.
That would be a false accusation.
I bet most people look at our beards and go, "Wow, those are wise men. They have gray in their beard. They are wise men."
I had a customer call me Santa Claus.
Ooh.
To another employee.
Do you know how much money you can make as a Santa Claus with a real beard?
Do you
Santa
make more?
Claus? Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you can go to fancy places and make like hundreds of dollars a day or $1,000 a day or something crazy.
Huh, I did not know
so
that.
Maybe when you move to Florida someday, because you always talk about moving somewhere warm.
Yeah, it won't be Florida.
You can make money being Santa with a white beard.
You know, I could try that, but I'm pretty sure my beard is never going to be super long because it just grows scraggly.
I think that's long enough, though, for Santa.
No way.
Yeah, for most Santas.
Really? No way.
Yeah.
I mean, it only goes to like my collarbone. It needs to go down to like your sternum.
Maybe. You might have to straighten it to get a few extra inches out of it.
Could be.
Man, I'm burpy today.
Oh, that's fun.
It's gonna be fun. So anyways, because we are wise, we should do a segment called Dear Jason and Mike. And so I found a letter online that was addressed to Jason and Mike asking us a question for our wisdom.
Wait, what about phone a Patreon?
I thought that was next week.
You know what? I just want to make it known that no one volunteered
for
this week. Where are you people?
Patreons. Come on.
Pellerito's next week. He's traveling.
Okay,
tonight.
so he set it up.
Yeah.
Megan. Where in the world's Megan?
Adam.
Yeah.
Anybody that's a fan. It doesn't have to be a Patreon member.
Phone a friend. Phone a fan.
Phone a listener.
Phone a fan with phone like
phone
F.
A fan.
Even though it's not F as an F sound.
PHAN.
Sure.
All right.
A fan.
So we went with option number 2, which is Dear Abby.
No, it's actually Dear Jason and Mike.
Jason and Mike.
Jason and Mick. So it says this: Dear Jason and Mike, our daughter and her cousin are the same age. Both are in medical school. 8 months ago, when this cousin got married at an in-person wedding, he was showered with gifts from family. My daughter, in contrast, had a private ceremony because of COVID concerns and sent a wedding announcement to the family. To the shock and amazement of my husband, my daughter, and myself, not a single person in the family thought to send her a gift or even a card. There's no bad blood in the family. Everyone appears to love her. She is disappointed and devastated. Should I get over this, or should I say something to the family? And she and her husband live 2,000 miles away, and at this point, I can't envision them making the effort to fly home and see the family ever again. Baffled in Texas.
So, was the time frame of the weddings pretty close?
It seems like they're pretty close from Baffled in Texas.
So same time during COVID, but one chose to have it in person, one chose.
This was just written this past summer in 2022, though. So that's that. I know. So again, but they said due to COVID concerns, I don't know what that is. They both went to med school, so they're both doctors.
Yeah, but one went to med school and had it in person.
Yep.
One went to med school and didn't.
Exactly. So what should he do? Should he point out to the family and say, "Hey, you guys suck as family," or should he let this go?
I mean, if you gave gifts at the other one, why wouldn't you give gifts for the one? I mean, is it because you give a gift because you're getting a free meal?
That's what I'm wondering. Is the social protocol been because you get to go to the wedding and you get a dinner and you get like a night out.
I would never give a gift because I got that. Like, I give a gift because I like to give gifts and
Okay.
I want to care about it. If there was no party, I would still send a gift. I would. It wouldn't bother me at all.
See, I don't think that he should talk to the family because, again, I think socially it's expected that if you go to the wedding, you give a gift, and if you don't send a gift.
I mean, that would put that to me, that would put a rift in the family.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be pissed all the time. I mean, it would slowly wear off, of course, time, but I mean, I feel bad for the married couple too. They didn't get any gifts. I mean, that's the whole point of getting married. You get a bunch of cash and you can.
So the whole reason they got married was to get free stuff from people?
But I'm just saying that's one of the perks of a monogamous relationship is you get cash.
But usually it's when people come. So I don't
Agreed.
know. And again, if this is 2020, I would totally have a different view of it, but it's 2022. Like, you've decided, hey, we don't want people there. And is the real story COVID, or is it because they didn't want people there?
Well, now you're just speculating.
I know.
mean, you can't
asking
project that.
I'm asking questions. So I don't think he should talk to his family because they decided not to have in person. And Jason's advice is, should he talk to his family?
I don't think I would. I think they should give gifts, and I would just be bitter about it. I mean, what are you gonna do? You sound like a little bitch if you did that.
True.
Like, hey, you didn't give me a gift. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, how do you even present that in a like kind like?
True.
But I still would be a little riffed by it. It would be, I'm doing the unhealthy thing. I'm not saying anything, but I don't even know a healthy way of explaining it to somebody.
Yeah, like let's try to pretend that we were going to give him advice of how to talk about it. How could he start in a non-asshole-ish way?
Right. I mean, I think there's room for that, but I just don't know how you say it without coming off kind of douchey, like, oh, you didn't give me a gift.
But now I could see them going, hey, you gave the other couple a gift. Why didn't you give my kid the gift? That seems unfair based on them having concerns. Yeah. Maybe that'd be the way. I don't know.
But again, that still sounds like you're being whiny because you didn't get a present.
Yeah. So
they didn't come to anything. I'm kind of leaning back towards your.
Yeah.
I mean, they really.
Yeah.
But it should be giving a gift for the celebration of them getting married
because they're getting married.
It's not about like. When you come to a housewarming gift, do you get a piece, you'd take the faucet with you when you leave or something,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And if people sent you an invite to a housewarming gift or to a housewarming party and you didn't go, you wouldn't send a gift.
Right.
You'd just be like, hey, I didn't show up.
Right. But that's different.
Maybe we should stroke our beards to get wisdom. It feels like we need some more wisdom from the gray parts of our beard.
Kate says you're asking for a gift. I don't think he should say, hey, can you get a gift? I would be like, this kind of bummed me out.
Wait, so they're asking for a gift because they have a wedding or because?
No, I think she's saying that when you're going to talk to them, you're asking for a gift. I wouldn't ask for a gift. I'd be like, this really kind of bummed me out.
There you go.
I'd just be disappointed. I'd say, this just kind of disappointed me. I'm not asking for a gift. Yes. It just kind of bums me out.
Yeah. So it brings me. So there's one time I was going out to eat. It was actually at Brands. Service was the worst service ever. It was the Brands in Holland. So it's not Tommy Brands. Don't worry, Tommy. You can still sponsor our show if you want to. But the service was terrible. But I didn't want them to think I was complaining to get a discount. I do not want anything free. I'll pay full price.
Yeah.
But your service was garbage. So you could kind of go with that. Like, hey, I do not want you to send my kids a gift. But that's kind of crappy how you treated them.
I think a lot of times when you're looking at punishments, even for kids, just the thing of like, I'm really disappointed.
Oh, that's
like,
the worst.
Depending on the kid and depending on what the violation was, that can be really hard over like, I'm taking your phone away for 24 hours.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just disappointed that I can't trust you anymore.
And it probably, well, not probably, but for us, if Natalie does that, versus I do that, Cam much more reacts if Natalie is the one who's disappointed.
Yeah, she's got those eyes.
She's got those eyes.
I mean, and that's not a cut, Natalie. It's just like,
yeah,
she's kind of, we've talked, the ride or die. Like, I think when she turns it on.
Like, well, and I think, her and Cam just, right, it's different with them too versus me. But anyways, I don't know if it's that way for you, but yeah, that family, I'm disappointed in you because
Yes.
you
That's
gave
my
gifts.
advice.
Ooh.
Don't ask for a gift because that's just douchey
Yeah.
all the
It's
way
gonna sound
around.
whiny. So Baffled in Texas, since you are listening and you have this question, you should tell your family you're disappointed and that you don't even want the gifts for them, but you are disappointed in them and that they should apologize and something else.
Hey, next time, don't title the thing Dear Abby if you don't want me to say
I
Dear
was thinking
Abby.
about on the way
Oh,
here.
on the way. Okay.
I thought of that on the way here, and then
So this is a New York Post. This isn't actually a Dear Abby, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, so could we comment on that Dear Abby?
We probably could. Yes, we can
Well, what you should do is like once we get it done,
link it to that.
either link it or give them the timestamp so that they
Yes.
can go to listen to what we think.
And be like, listen to this. Here's our great advice.
Yeah.
We should actually read Abby's advice because they're actually.
Oh yeah.
She said, "Dear Baffled, I don't think anyone intended to give your daughter the short shift. The rules of etiquette state that the wedding gifts are required if someone is attending a wedding. While it would have been nice of these relatives to have sent a gift or at least a card, they're not required to. I see no reason why you should inform these relatives that your daughter was deeply hurt, that no one was inclined to send her and her husband or so much as a congratulatory card." I disagree with Abby a little bit because I'm more of your team of like, you can calmly say, you know what? I'm disappointed and hurt that you guys would treat. So Abby, I think you're wrong.
One more clarification too is it the dad that's upset or you know what I mean?
It's dad.
No,
dad
but
or mom.
My point is like Abby's saying that the married couple shouldn't be upset about it, but who's more upset, the married couple or the guy that wrote in?
The guy that wrote in, probably. I mean that happens. Oh, you thought you had your headphones on backwards?
Yeah, it sounded weird.
But usually it's the parents, right? The parents will stand up for their kids more than the kids are like, whatever. We're living 2,000 miles away. It does not matter.
Kate agrees with the advice column. So
Kate, I'm sorry to say you're wrong, but thank you for listening to us, even though you're wrong on this part.
We're gonna try to tie up some loose ends on this show.
No, tie up some loose threads.
Damn it.
See,
I'm gonna redo it. I can cut this out. I probably won't cut it out in the video though. That's the funny part. I'm gonna try. Damn it. So now we're gonna tie up some loose threads, because this is called Threads Podcast. Life Unfiltered. What?
I know. It's so cheesy. I love it. You just wanted to use that. There's no reason to use it.
So anyways, just talking about some things that we had talked about maybe in the last episode or the episode before. Feedback. Zane.
Yeah, tell me more about this. Like, has anything else happened on his show or anything that you know of?
No. Did we talk about on the show about him commenting on Irvine's? No, that was after the show.
That was after the show.
Okay. So I had canceled the Patreon. And then that night, I got a request, or not a request. We got a comment on our Threads page because Irvine's is a sponsor. And he's like, I really like how you read those ads. It's something like that.
Yeah.
And no one knows that joke except me. That's basically cutting me because when we were, when Irvine's was a sponsor of Gig, I listened to Zane so much that I kind of like started emulating some of the things he said because I heard that ad every day.
Yeah. For sure.
And so it just kind of came out. So I did repeat some of the stuff he says about the show, but it's not like I can't come up with my own. That's what I've always done.
And that tends to happen because like as somebody who preaches, like if you're listening to someone talk a lot, you tend to talk more like them, use the phrases that they use. If you spend hours listening, like I think there was a Jim
Gaffigan.
Yeah, Gaffigan phase that I did while preaching using that voice because you listen to him much and you're like, so this guy's really
Megan
crazy.
would always say I would start saying a phrase, and for a while it was woke. And she's like, why do you keep saying woke? I'm like, because Zane says it all the time. I mean, it happened. So it was just his little dig of basically saying that. Like I said, no one else knows because it looks good on the surface.
Yeah. Which you responded in a great way. Natalie was proud of you.
Yes. I basically said, thanks for listening to the show. Appreciate it. Which I know he doesn't listen,
but you took the high road.
Yeah. And then we got a notification from a listener that it's always funny that I knew he was a listener back. I'm not going to name names, but it's funny when you get feedback, you're like, oh, you still listen, and you listen the day it come out because it came out today as we're recording this. So yeah, I got some feedback from him and another person
Wait,
that we know.
Wait, there's multiple people?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And so it was obviously his feedback was, yeah, the same thing kind of happened with me. And he got phone calls from Zane and
No way.
Yeah.
Like actual, like pick up the phone and like dial numbers.
Yep.
What is this, 1992?
I don't know, man. But
what?
Yeah. So it's been a weird transition of not listening to him. Like I said in the last show, I love him. I wish nothing but the best, but I just can't do that anymore.
Yeah. So what are you filling your time with?
A lot of the true crime I'm listening to is series based. So like Serial. I sent one to Natalie called Land of the Lies, and they're like 8 to 10 episodes. I like the building. There's a lot of like Crime Junkie. It's one episode.
Oh, so that's
I don't want to listen to that. I can't invest in that. I mean, shit, I do lawns and sometimes I lose track of 10 minutes because I'm effing around and I miss something. I'm like, I just missed the whole thing.
Yep.
So at least with a
series,
they repeat a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So you can kind of like you get invested in the names of the people, and then
so. And if you miss 10 minutes, you're not missing as much because they're drawing it out over.
Yeah, each episode is 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
Now 20 minutes of that is ads. A lot of ads.
Isn't that the worst? Like there's a podcast, I think the running podcast. I think 2 of the running podcasts I listen to. I'll just fast forward to 5 minutes.
Really? They do them all at the beginning?
Yeah, well, they do a bunch in the beginning, and they like all this stuff. I'm like, I don't care, and I just fast forward to 5 minutes, roughly.
It's not that bad, the ones I listen to, but it's the same ad.
Yeah.
Like I know there's a new podcast on Dateline about people being cops during the day, but criminals at night. Like I've heard that same ad over and over and over and over and over again.
So there was that podcast about that jailbreak in Texas.
That was good.
And there was an ad in there about like a car crashing in the snow. And that was on but that was just over and over and over. I was like, yeah.
Now mind you, most of the shows I found from the ads.
Nice.
So I'm not gonna shit on it too much.
Yeah.
So
but it's the one of those where you just hear it all the time.
Oh my gosh, the one I just finished up, I actually joined the Facebook group because it's actively trying to get this guy out of prison. He was a police officer. He's been in there for 32 years. Totally framed for a murder.
Wait, there was a cop framed?
Oh yeah.
A cop?
A cop.
No way.
Dude, he's been in prison for 32 years.
I have a joke I shouldn't say, so I won't.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. But I mean, like, I joined the Facebook group. Like, they're actively trying to get him out.
Well,
like,
that's good.
Yeah, it's some shady stuff. So I really like that vigilante, like, not the true crime or like who done it. I don't like who done it. I like this kind of like false accusations or dirty cops or dirty prosecutors or stuff like that.
So that's what's been filling your time.
Mostly, yeah.
So how has that changed how you've acted now that you switched from Zane to true crime? Has there been any change?
I mean, don't talk to me this week because I've been kind of a dick. I've kind of dropped the ball on a few things. It's been a rough weekend. Megan's been working a lot, and so so it's not been great.
So this one we don't know if it's changed you for good or bad yet.
No, and I'm going into layoff, and I actually don't listen to a ton of podcasts. It's tough to listen to something detailed because you're in and out of restaurants, so you turn them off, turn them back on.
Yeah,
it's almost not worth it.
So that's how most of us have to listen to podcasts. Is in
what
little
section. What a poverty listener.
where you're used to just listening to a whole episode. Plus,
I started a new series today. I got 6 episodes in. There's only 2 left. Like I figured it out. Oh, this one was taking forever though. Like I have no idea. They haven't like done the clincher yet. So
oh wow.
Sometimes they do it early and then they build the case after that. This one hasn't really like, where are we going with this?
Those ones are more frustrating because you're like, at least give me something.
Well, I can't imagine like binging like a poverty person or not binging, but like only listen to it once a week. I don't know if I'd ever want to listen to a show where I only got it once a week because I'm like, I want to know more.
Yeah, but it would build like this. I need to listen to it. What about driving with Avery?
No update then on that other than this Friday we're going to get the permit, and you have to basically bring blood drawn. I mean, they ask for everything to prove that it's her.
So you haven't done driving with her because you don't have the permit.
Correct.
That makes sense. Did not think of that. So
Mike,
what I was gonna say. So I was wrong, Jason.
I wasn't going to argue about it, but I was just like, there's no way he's running that fast.
I was wrong. I know it's hard to believe that Michael John Vandry was wrong about anything. There, Mom. I'm able to admit when I'm wrong.
He's lying.
My mom doesn't listen. So I said that Kipchoge ran 21 miles per hour. He runs 21 kilometers per
which
hour.
Which is what, like 15?
Which is 13 point something, I believe. Wait, I think I took a picture. I took a picture because I was like, I'm gonna mess this one up.
Hey Ziggy, what is 21? Hey Ziggy, what is 21 miles? Damn it, I fucked it up.
So that he meant he ran an average speed of 13.1 miles per hour or 21.18 kilometers per hour. And so I think most treadmills can't quite get to that speed, but close. So we're talking about the challenge of people trying to see how long they could run his marathon, 26.1 miles. They could do it for a minute, 2 minutes.
Hey, you're wrong again. It's 26.2. Dude, I'm telling you.
13.1.
By the way, I speak. You must either blow by all my fuck ups when I speak, because I edit back and I'm like, I didn't even say the right word, and Mike's like, yeah.
You know what? Most time I'll just let you say the wrong word.
Or do you get the gist of what I'm saying, and you're just like, whatever. It doesn't
truly matter most of the time. Like, you'll say a word and whatever. As long as you say it with boldness, I will let you go.
But I will say stuff like me instead of them. Like, I'm talking about something, so I'm like, it really changes the whole aspect. I think people get the gist of it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that's the literal wrong pronoun. It does not work the other way.
You mispronounced a story.
Not like that. Don't even woke my ass.
Anyway, so I was wrong. Sorry, world. I was wrong about how fast he runs. Can you imagine if it was 21 miles per hour?
I thought that. I'm like, maybe. I mean, Mike's really smart. I'm like, maybe? Like, I don't know.
This is the problem with running community. It's miles and then it's kilometers and Ks, and it goes back and forth.
Kilometers when you're over anywhere but America. I know, but it's kilometers.
The problem is we're in America and it's a back and forth switch.
What do you mean?
Like, sometimes it's kilometers, sometimes it's miles. So you hear a stat and you have to remember.
I don't hear it back and forth.
Well, how far of a race do you run when you run a 5K?
Well, that's the only caveat is they
10K.
race they label everything a 10K. Yeah. They should just label it 6.2 mile
6.2. But I'm saying, so then when they talk about it, anyways, I was wrong on that world. So take that.
Last thing I want to tie up is I want to
screen time.
Screen time.
It's been a bit.
I want to see what you did last week.
I don't think last week was good.
No, I wish we need to have like a.
You can just go. No,
I don't have any like
modem sound. You should find a modem sound.
Oh, I can find it right now.
That would be amazing. The modem sound.
So what would I look up? Let's see. Modem.
MODEM.
Oh yeah. Oh, there it is. AOL connecting. Well, that's the full thing.
Remember that? Oh, that was a great sound.
Then your mom would pick up it's still going. Do you believe we waited for this?
Yelling. And then everything was slow anyway. So last week, total screen time per day was 8 hours.
Jesus.
Okay, but here's what I realized about your screen time. A lot of your screen time is on this computer.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Because there'll be times you're messaging me while you're working on podcast.
Yeah, but I'm not on TikTok.
But I mean,
what was your TikTok time?
Total was 11 hours, so less than an hour a day.
Well, that's more than an hour a day.
No,
11 hours for 7 days.
I was thinking 12 hours.
Good job on the math.
Anyways, it's still less than my 2-hour limit, which is better. What was that time before?
Yeah, no, I was just curious.
That was really bad before. Oh, it doesn't go back that far.
Yeah, it was bad. It was like 20.
Yeah, it was 20 some hours.
28
so anyways,
hours.
Pretty good.
He's trying to look at him try to move on.
No,
let's keep talking about it.
See, but like again, your screen time is partly on this.
But that doesn't count. I'm working. I'm not dicking around.
Yeah, sometimes you're dicking around.
What is there to dick around on this computer?
You'll message me, which is dicking around.
No, it's not. And that counts in my screen time on my Telegram.
Your phone doesn't count it, though.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, I'm messaging you. Like, I'm not like on TikTok or Facebook or Instagram. Okay, I am on Facebook sometimes.
Jason goes back and forth.
Yeah, I go both ways.
There you go. It's crickets. You have crickets? How about crickets?
I did have them, but I don't have them.
Jason Gerald. So anyways, we have a race that will actually happen before this airs, but I want us to make some race predictions. What do you think your time will be, and what is your A goal, your B goal, and your C goal, and what else do you think will happen in the race?
So my A goal would be under 2 hours. My B goal would be splitting the difference between 2:09 and 2 hours. So
2:04:30.
Yeah, roughly. And then my C goal, I don't really have one.
Is beating 2:09.
Yeah. There you go. Perfect.
Beating.
Yeah.
And then D is you finish.
That's not, I mean, that should be like your A goal is finishing like that.
No, like that is like, okay, if you finish and it's 2 hours and 2 hours and 30 minutes, that'll be like a D. Like
That's
you would be
true.
really depressed. D is for depressed.
Nice.
Didn't
Nice
plan that.
segue.
Yes. Okay. Do you think that's gonna happen? Do you think you're gonna hit your A goal? Like, is there any part of you that truly believes that you could hit that?
After this last week of training, I believe I can hit it.
Okay.
If my feet hold up.
So you think your feet will be what hold you back?
Yes.
Because it's painful and you would slow down?
It is really painful. Like, I can push through sore legs.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I know my cardio is fine. My cardio is there. Like my tempo runs are at like 8:30 to 9 minutes, and I'm breathing, but I mean, it's not like I'm dying. Like my heart rate's like 160s.
Oh, nice.
Now remember, when I ran that mountain race, or the mountain race, the bald head, I hit 203 at one point.
That's crazy.
So I mean, I was turning some heart rates in there. So I guess my point is, when I look at that and look how I feel in my tempos, I think it's doable.
Okay. And what is the mileage pace you have to get? You've told me
9 minutes.
9 minutes flat.
Pretty sure.
Okay. I believe you. Well,
100. Let's just figure it out. I'm pretty sure maybe it's a little more than 9 minutes.
120 divided by 13.1 is 9.16 miles. So 0.16 times 60, 9. No. It'd be, so 9 minutes, 9.6 seconds.
9:09?
9:09.
Oh, so not 9 minutes.
Yeah.
Not 9 minutes, 9 seconds.
Yeah, per mile. 9 minutes and 9 seconds per mile.
No, that can't be right.
Yeah, it is.
2 hour half marathon pace. Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, I was thinking I had to hit 9.
So just keep thinking you have to hit 9 and you'll bank some time. Actually, don't bank time. That's a terrible race strategy.
No, don't bank time. I'm actually thinking going the opposite.
Yeah, and trying to work down. Like trying
go
to work
slower at the beginning.
Yeah, and then go faster and faster.
Yeah, I don't want to bank time because I think I wasn't ready at the Ann Arbor for doing. Like I went out at 9 minutes and then I was like flirting into the 8:30s.
Yeah,
and I was like, I just burned it.
Yeah.
The last couple races, I've had energy at the end to like turn it on, and that's what I want to do.
Minus the stupid riverbank because it was hot though. But it was hot.
The whole race was.
I know.
First 7 miles, I was doing 9-minute miles, and then just.
So I mean, it's the same thing. You shouldn't aim for 9-minute miles in your beginning.
No, I was thinking 9:15, even thinking it was a 9 minutes I had to hit.
So you almost could do like 9:30 for a little bit to start for like the first 3 miles.
Yeah. I need a plan though, because like I don't want to be doing math when I'm running because that's the worst part.
True. I know. So I mean, there are like Instagram sites that I follow that do kind of set up a little like here's in the first 3 miles you'll want to run this far behind your goal pace and then blah blah blah. So
hold on. Case average is 9 hours and 51 minutes, but part of my job on your phone it's 9 hours and 51 minutes. Anyways, so yeah, back to the pace. I'm actually excited we did the math because I was thinking 9-minute miles.
So now you get an extra 9 seconds.
So that just boosted. I just got a big serotonin boost.
Really?
Yeah,
You're
I
like,
did.
yes, I can do it.
Yeah. So, and you asked me one other question.
No, I think that was about it. And if
Really?
it is, this is one of those loose threads that just don't get answered. I always feel bad for people when we leave a loose thread.
Really?
No.
Okay. Guess what?
You're so distracted.
Guess what?
What?
I gotta pee. I've had to pee so bad.
You would pee
I bladder.
You and your bladder.
Have you ever had those days where you're like, you feel like your body's flushing everything out? I have not drank really anything more, any more than normal.
Maybe it's flushing out fat.
Oh, I hope so.
Well, because there is like some pseudoscience where some diet companies that I won't mention, Weight Watchers, where they talk about drinking enough water and then eventually like your fat cells will like lose like the fat in them, but they'll stay, and then eventually your body will get rid of the fat cells with enough water. It seems like bad science, but that is what Weight Watchers says.
Well,
So.
I mean, I think water works with anything you're doing.
Yeah.
You drink more water, but I'm not saying I've drank more water. Like,
But maybe your body's just ready to get rid of the fat cells. Maybe it's like Jason's not getting fat again.
But
We can get rid of those cells.
even before, that's funny. Even before you came over, I peed. Like, this is 3 pees in the last hour. Okay.
Dang.
Did you ask me one more thing? You asked me goals. You asked me
Pace. I don't know. I think that's it.
You didn't even ask me pace.
Oh, yes. Okay. So I want to ask you about the foot. Does the foot feel like dull pain or like the stabbing pain?
It's dull as it's getting, but working up. But then it's like,
so that last bit could be like stabbing.
Yes. So, but breaking news, I put the pads I wear on a little different, my 6 miles, and I almost had no pain.
Ooh.
So I took pictures of how I exactly, I swear to God, if you look at my phone right now, there are pictures of how I exactly put it on.
And if you want to sign up for Patreon for a special level, you can get Jason's foot pics.
Yeah. That's only the $20 tier.
25.
25.
We're going to go 25.
We're going to go 25.
And if you want mine, you can pay a little extra and see a bloody toe.
So yeah, so I'm hoping that it's not an issue.
Yeah.
But
no, the great thing about race day is I remember my ankle was bad last year. I don't know what I started doing in the race, but like in the race, it's amazing what you'll push through.
Yeah. What's the adrenaline?
Yeah, it's the adrenaline and like I'm not going to stop. I put way too much work in to stop today.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to it.
So hopefully next week when we sit down, people will have just heard it and you'll say, yo, peeps, I beat 2 hours.
And I'm not going to be disappointed if I don't.
No.
I will be disappointed if I cross that 2011, like 1.1 seconds. Like, you know, when you're running and you see the big time clock, you're like,
Yeah.
I literally can't. I'm going as fast as I can. I'm not going to do it. And it turns over. You're like, oh. But I'm not going to be disappointed.
See, for me last year, it was I saw it and I wasn't sure if I was going to beat it. And I barely did. But like, yeah, you don't know.
No.
Because your like legs are dead and you're like, this is all I got.
Yeah, you turn, because I remember Ann Arbor, you turn that corner and you're like, you still got like, what was that, 1/10 of a mile, maybe the 0.1?
Yeah, it's probably the 0.1.
Yeah, and you're just like, I can't go any faster.
Even like looking back, and because I think Natalie had film. No, she did film it, and I looked back and I was like,
just
No.
What about you?
Okay, so I 15 minutes off of my PR. Well, my time that I set it was a PR because it was the first one, but
So 255,
2:45.
245
So
is
15 minutes off. And again, it looks possible with some of my training, but it's gonna be right on the edge. It's all gonna depend on
so 245 is your PR.
no 2:59.
Is what you got in Ann Arbor.
Yes.
Okay.
So it'd be taking 14 minutes and a
I
bunch of
think
seconds.
I think it's doable.
It's doable, but it's like right on the edge of where I like how long can I hold that pace? But again, and it was a couple issues that make me worried about it, but I think it's possible. So that's my A goal. My B goal is under 250, and then C goal, let's go 255.
And D goal is you finish.
D is I got slower than last year and finished.
Well, you are dealing. How's the
So shin is again, I didn't run today. I walked today, no pain in there. It's a little tender to the touch. But again, I've been stretching my hamstrings a lot, my calves a lot, because again, that can all pull on that. And we'll see if that works. Because I told you the last training run, supposed to be the last long run, usually after half a mile, maybe a mile, the pain goes away. Just kept getting worse. Just that like somebody was sticking a knife into the side of my shin. Because it's not on the outside for me, it's on the inside part of my shin.
interesting?
I know. Makes me kind of wonder if there's a fracture, but we're gonna pretend that doesn't exist and just go with that.
I if it's a fracture, that means I see what you're saying.
Because
it's been built up
because it's a
time.
one spot and it could just be some hairline fractures. But we're just gonna go with it and pretend it's shin splints.
I would go buy like an ankle wrap, something that puts hard compression on that.
It's higher up, but there's I do have compression socks. I didn't wear them during my last training run.
You need something tight.
Yeah, but like way
you
up on
need
my
David
calf.
Goggins duct tape.
I don't know if I'm gonna go that extreme.
I'm just saying.
Like cut off blood flow. Like
well, I mean, yeah, you gotta have blood flow.
Like Goggins is like, I'm gonna cut off blood flow so I can't feel it.
Yeah, and I'll just keep running.
So that, and then I'll tell you more about it in the stories of the week. Is my toe now has an injury to it.
Yeah,
so that would be fun.
I just want to say hi to Adam, Kate, and Lisa are on.
What?
All three of them.
There's three of them. We're only missing Joe and Megan.
They're all coming for the Zane Dirt.
Oh,
we already talked about it.
We already talked about it.
Yeah, I have to go back.
Maybe if they ask really nicely, you can talk more about Zane Dirt.
Nah.
Okay.
So I'm excited for the race in general. I'm looking forward to it. I'm ready to be done.
Yeah.
I'm ready to be done. I didn't work out today. It's just a cross train day.
Oh, it's a cross train. Well, so I mean, because the experts will say that the hay is in the barn.
Yeah.
And so then that makes you like, well, like, does it really matter if I do cross train as long as I keep my legs moving?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna do the runs for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't do it today, and
it doesn't matter at this point. It is weird when plans still have that. You're like, why in the world do you have cross training?
Yeah, I think it's just they want you to keep your legs moving.
Does it have cross training for today?
I actually don't know.
What if it does it and you didn't miss it?
I don't know. I probably missed
Anyways.
it. I'd like to talk about our sprint. We put it in different spots of the show, and I'm just thrown off. Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid EV, our sponsor of a show. I need to talk about everything different so I don't get accused of saying the same things. You can find them in the city of Grand Rapids, actually near Wyoming, off of a street called 44th. Their address... no, they're located on Stafford. You can call them at 532-6600, or you can schedule service online at irvines.com. They do everything, all makes and models, except I think Volkswagen and Teslas. No one can work on Teslas.
And Jason needs to get his car in.
Yep, I do. It's creaking and cracking.
Let's get that in so that once you're done with lawns, you can make some money.
I think the week that I'm done, I usually take the week off. I take 1 week off, kind of do some chores around the house, get things tidied up, and then I start cracking. So probably that week.
Just be aware, it is a little slower on car parts, so you might want to make sure that.
Well, no, not my car parts.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
It's been a little harder to get car parts than years past. So maybe Megan can chime in sometime and tell you to get your car in now.
Yeah, I doubt it. But anyways, thank you for Irvine's for supporting the show. It's super important, and it makes us feel warm and fuzzy inside. They do amazing job, and the free loaner car.
Free loaner.
So 532-6600 or irvines.com. And then, of course, our awesome Patreons, Joe P, Kate K, Lisa K, Megan D, and Adam S. I appreciate you guys more than you'll ever know. All right, stories of the week. What you got, Mike?
Stories of the week.
Stories of the week. Stories of the week. Yeehaw!
So when you were gone and there was the music playing, I did a little dance like this.
Did you?
So whoever was on Patreon and got
I'm going to forget to cut that out of the video.
I don't care.
The video is funny to me. Like, I cut the front and the back, and I'm like, I'm not going through this thing and editing.
Yeah.
I'm like, whatever.
No, I mean, there's 5 people that watch it. Well, at least last time I checked. I don't know how many people watch the video.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. Anyway, so story of the week. So yesterday, we were at home, and Natalie was coming from our family room. I was in the hallway going towards the bathroom.
Not the swinging door.
No, not that one, but over a little bit farther. And Natalie, she says she opened it normal, which I believe her. She didn't know I was there, and I was turning to go to our bathroom.
Your face says otherwise.
And my left foot was out, and the door opened, and the door caught my toenail.
Like, bent it back. I saw the white line.
It bent it back right there. It pulled it off on the side.
About off? Like it's gone?
No, the nail's still there, but it pulled it off of the side. You know how your nail's held on the side as well?
Yeah,
it pulled it back halfway. So that just started to bleed everywhere. I don't know how much will affect the race. Like today, I was able to walk and I could feel the pressure.
Yeah.
But it wasn't sharp pain. It was pressure. So
I'm thinking more duct tape.
I know.
Tape it up.
I know with Natalie, she said to like bandage it like real tight with a waterproof bandage. Tighten it up so that, again, it doesn't move off and doesn't fall off during the race. Can you imagine? Ugh.
So I would recommend maybe going to Walgreens tonight and picking up some Epsom salt and soaking that every night. It won't hurt.
Yes.
It won't hurt.
It's an open wound.
Guaranteed it won't hurt.
If it does, can I punch you next time I see you?
Yeah, you can punch me right in the testes.
For the fire, which people won't hear about until after.
The fire will be done.
But anyways, so that is the story of the week is, and you'd be proud. Jason, I said about every cuss word that has ever existed. I went back, we have the spare bedroom, and I just walked back. Well, I went back there and just
hobbled.
Every swear word that has ever been, not actually every swear word. There's swear words that you'll use that I won't use, but I use a lot of swear words.
Did you take the Lord's name in vain?
That part I don't know, but I said a lot of swear words. I said the F-bomb a lot.
See you next Tuesday.
It was bad.
You say see you next Tuesday?
See you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
No, I did not. See, that is the one that no.
I mean, but you wouldn't say that unless you were calling your wife that, and then we would have to stop the show and have a conversation.
But I was like, I'm not mad at you. I'm just hurt.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, I just wasted all that training to be out with a toe. But I was like, no, I think I can do it. I think it will. I am worried, kind of like you're worried with your bottom of your foot. I'm worried near the end of the race.
Yeah.
After 13 miles of kaboom, kaboom, kaboom.
You know what
what's that toe gonna do?
You know what I thought about is taking ibuprofen, and then I saw, and I'm not.
It's bad for you, right?
Yeah, it is. I'm not getting the emails from the race. I think I unsubscribed originally because they were like bombarding, not this race, but like
a different race.
Well, I think I just signed up for them just to be informed, and it was like ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. So I'm not getting race updates because they're sending an email a day, right?
Yeah.
I'm not getting anything.
Yeah, and if they're important, I'll forward them to you.
Yeah, I would appreciate that.
And some are not.
But I saw the doctor that actually saw for my foot, that Ed Cornelia or whatever in there. He's the doc I saw for my foot.
Oh.
And I saw he put in there, do not take NSAIDs.
Yeah.
Which is because I couldn't remember. I scanned through it. But
kidney. So and that's where I couldn't remember. I saw it. So with your kidney, it doesn't allow your kidney to work fully, and then you have issues with hydration.
Yeah.
Which is what a lot of runners probably pop ibuprofen before they race.
Yeah, because if you got a nagging injury, it would be good just to take the edge off, but I guess I'm not going to do that. So
you should just shoot it up with something else. So that is my one story of the week, because we'll have to go to something later. So, Jason, what is one or two of your stories of or three? It looks like you have three.
Mine are pretty quick.
Okay.
Sully got he's been getting bullied by some girls on the playground. So Sully is he's so kind, but he basically what happened, it was like he was trying to leave a situation and they were physically blocking him. So what did he do?
Punched.
He pushed him down to get him out of the way.
Yep.
So, of course, we got an email home and blah, blah, blah. And Megan and I did a letter together, but Megan wrote it. We wrote it together, but sent it and just basically said, in our home, we understand that he can't put his hands on people, but we teach our kids to stand up to bullies. So if you got to punish him, you can punish him, but we're going to tell him to do it again.
Yeah.
If he needs to. And a more nicer, political
and better
term.
Yeah.
And we said, Sully's not innocent. We know he's not innocent. Like, he maybe had pushed the needle a little bit too much, and he shouldn't do it. I advised him what the rules were, but I also said you need to stand up for yourself.
Yep.
So that was interesting.
So did the school send it home like he was in trouble, or just to inform you?
It was inform.
Okay.
And then we basically said, well, I'm hoping that the girls got emails home too.
Yeah.
To say, hey, don't physically block somebody in, because he was getting elevated. So his flight pops, he needs to go, but they weren't letting him go. And it was always like, tell us this, you need to tell us something. I don't know what stupid kids.
But it doesn't matter once he's blocked in, right?
Right.
And they're not letting him.
They wouldn't let him get out of the way because he was getting frustrated. I know that face that he does.
Yeah.
And don't mess with that kid. My kid, he's a big boy.
Yeah.
He's kind, but if you push him.
Yeah. And again, I think that's fair for you guys to send, because again, I think the trouble should be for the girls for blocking him and not him trying to get out of the way.
I just looked at the time.
I know.
And then I almost got hit by a deer running. So I got up at 4 a.m. on Saturday to run. And then I went out about 5:50. So I'm not even like a half mile in, and I got my headlamp on, and there's a bunch of deer, right?
Yep.
So I'm running, and like some of them are chill, but I'm like, they weren't really moving out of the way. And then I realized I was blinding them and a deer ran right at me and I had to stop. Yeah, I know. And then he jumped off. He realized what was going on. I don't know if I moved my head. And
I would have shitted my pants.
Dude, I was like, we have an understanding. You're afraid of us. We leave you alone. I don't have a gun. But I realized I was blinding him or her, and he couldn't figure it out. He got disoriented, or she and jumped towards me. I'm like, and then it moved, and I was like, okay, keep going.
See, and then why is it so hard to get deer when I go hunting?
I know.
Like, you literally could have ran into one on a trail.
It's funny, the trail by Ramblewood, it's part of Kent Trails, but it's on the other side of 44. The deer sit and eat right on the edge. You run right by them. They don't even move.
They're
insane. So used to people.
People should be able to hunt there and take out those deer.
Nah.
Those urban deer that eat hostas.
That's true. And then last thing, I found out that Avery is an incredible writer. She doesn't tell us anything. Sorry, Mom, Franklin got the dog treats and he will bite you if you try to take the bag. Okay. She's an awesome writer. We had conferences and she has a creative writing class, and her teacher, he was like, Avery's a really good writer. Like, I could see it. He wasn't just blowing smoke. He was like, she turned a project in. I was like, wow. And I'm like,
that's awesome.
That's incredible. So I thought that was pretty cool.
So she's going to be a published author.
Yeah. She wants to be a teacher.
Be an author instead. You'll make more money.
Less stress. Authors don't make money either unless you're J.K. Rowling.
Well,
or Stephen King.
She could be the next Stephen King.
Yep.
So, Jason.
Yes.
We have avoided mental health, partly because of time. But
yeah, we need to start putting this up top to get to it.
But we still have time. We have time before you need to go get your hairs cut. How's therapy going? I haven't heard about therapy in a while. It makes me kind of wonder and worry about therapy.
Mike, therapy is done.
What?
Yep.
No way.
Mm-hmm. That's serious.
What?
It's done. Yeah. For now.
Okay. Explain this to me. I'm shocked. So, like, because you've been the one, like, when anyone stopped therapy for any reason, the amount of shit you gave. But
no, I didn't give shit.
It was loving shit.
No, it was shit because the person I gave shit to wasn't fixed.
Okay.
I'm not saying I'm fixed, but he's dealing with a ton of shit.
Okay. So I this is news to me. So I'm a little shocked. Help me understand.
So we had some time where I had some downtime. Like we only saw her once, and there was a break, once a month.
Yeah, it was weird for a while,
Yeah, because
right?
she had some time, and I just had some time to think, and I said, you know what? I'm not perfect. I never will be perfect. I'm better now. The last year has been the best year of my life mentally wise. I think I've
Yeah.
made huge strides. And I'll be honest with you, it feels good. And I don't want to go back to pain.
Mm,
I'm not ready. Now is not the time.
yeah.
I'm just feeling like things are been good. I'm not down in the dumps. I'm not super anxious about shit. Like I just feel good.
So you're feeling good, and the way forward in therapy would have been a very painful next step,
Yeah.
right?
Now it would have been beneficial.
Okay.
I know it will be. And I am having some regrets of not pushing forward because I have a work ethic that
Yeah.
I try to stick to regardless
Yeah.
of what I do. So yeah, I don't know if Megan and I are going to continue with couples. That is still up in the air. Megan and I talked about it last week in check-in. We are checking in tonight, but I didn't confirm with her if she wants to continue, which Heather would be open to.
Yeah.
But it was kind of a little like I officially caught her this morning at 5:30. I'm like, I have
Ooh.
more to say, but I just because I saw the email reminder for the appointment.
Okay.
And I told her I'd get back to her, and I didn't,
Ooh.
of course. And I was like, "Hey, I have more to say, but I just want to let you know I'm done with Wednesdays at 5. I'll talk more later." But you know what I found out?
What?
That she only sees 2 guys, and I was one of them
Wow.
because she had a terrible incident with a male at one of her clinics, which
Mm.
I felt so bad. Like I don't know what the hell happened, but
Yeah.
she won't see any guys anymore forever.
Wow. So it's just you two left.
It was just me and one other guy.
Wow.
I know. So I felt so honored there. Like it was a rough session for me. Like I was so like emotional, and I still kind of am. She's been with me for so much, and I've told her so much, and like I feel like she's like my best friend, and that
Yeah.
I'm losing my best friend.
Mm.
Not in the sense like you and I, but like I could tell her everything.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And so it's kind of a moment.
Yeah. I mean, I see the tears in your eyes.
Yeah.
I've only seen tears in your eyes maybe one other time.
Yeah, it's a little tough, but it's not forever, hopefully. But who knows, if I go back in a year, she might be done practicing.
Yeah. So did you get to say anything in person, or is this for this coming Wednesday?
I didn't say anything in person because I didn't quite know where I was going.
Okay, so this was last Wednesday.
Yeah, or 2 Wednesdays ago.
Or 2 Wednesdays ago. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay. Transition that, Mike.
Yeah, have fun with yours.
No, no. I want to ask you. So, is there anything that you're learning about yourself as you make this transition, or as you've come to this realization that maybe this season in therapy is done? Is there something that you're learning about yourself?
Yeah, I'm having a little imposter syndrome because like I've dropped. So basically saying I don't think I'm ready to be done because I've dropped the ball the last couple of days with Megan, and I even literally said to her tonight, maybe I don't need to be done with therapy.
Mm.
She's like, don't say that. She's like, it's just you just been off today.
Yep.
It's fine. It happens. But I'm doubting myself that
Ooh.
I'm gonna be there to do what I need to do. But if you think about it, I've been doing it anyways. Like even the last couple of months, I've only had 2 sessions in 2 months. So it's like I've been doing the work, but
Yeah. And unless, right, if I remember correctly, unless you were going to do the memory
EMDR,
you were kind of at a standstill, right?
yeah,
Because
I was plateauing. Like even for the last 6 to 8 months, I was kind of plateauing.
and that's why she wanted to do the EMDR to try to draw more memories and things to work on,
or couples therapy.
or couples therapy.
And when I say couples therapy, it's just for us to work on shit. It's not like we're better now than we ever been.
But it gives you a space to work on stuff. Huh.
Yeah. So
okay. So you're learning that you might be an imposter is what you are believing.
I'm feeling like we talked about with the Hey Guys podcast where I'm like, I have imposter syndrome where I'm like, I know this stuff. I know what I'm supposed to do, but I can't. I'm feeling like I'm being terrible about it.
Yeah. And again, I haven't known you for that long, but it's been a couple years. I'd say I would agree with you in this last year, especially last 6 months. Like your mental health is the best I've seen it.
And I want to give credit to the meds. I got
for
on a
sure.
med in the last year, and it's been a game changer. It's not only been my work, but the meds. I fucking love them.
Yeah, it is definitely for sure probably both and.
Oh yeah, it's always both and. It's
But
not gonna. Yeah,
but that medicine seems to take the edge off. You're less
yeah.
likely to have a outburst and all of that.
The one thing I have been struggling with is defensiveness. Like
Mm,
I struggle with like as soon as somebody says something like my armor goes up, I got my shield down. I'm like, let's go, mother effer. And it's like,
yeah,
no, I don't need to be that way. You know, you're safe now, Jason. You don't have to worry about someone beating the shit out of you. But it's just like, man, when you're little, that's what you're trained to do. Like the second mom starts yelling, you're like,
yeah,
let's go. Not that you're gonna fight back, but what's gonna happen? I gotta
yeah.
defend myself.
Wasn't that someone that you had named that person?
Yeah, it was
right?
me, the gladiator.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I thought. I thought you had named that person, the
Yeah.
gladiator.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm working with a mentor through a book called The J Curve. It's about trying to model the death and life of Jesus, just saying that if you are going to grow emotionally in that, you have to die to yourself. And so there's a quote that hit me that I think makes me um not just feel good, but it helps me. I don't even know the words. So I'm just going to read it and maybe I'll come up with the words. If dying and rising with Christ is the new normal, then when we encounter dying, we don't have to collapse or withdraw into ourselves. We can be weak, even depressed. This frees us from our tendency to be depressed about our de- depression, because depression avoidance is such a high value in our culture. When people are depressed, they think something is wrong. It is a relief to realize that when we're dealing with hard things, we should be depressed. Jesus models depression for us in his passions when he dies, as he is overcome by the weight of his coming death. Our modern obsession with creating a pain-free self lays a great burden on us. When we see that our life is shaped by Jesus' common sense narrative, die no longer controls us.
So I'm gonna dumb this down for the dumb people like me. I think it's okay to sit in your shit.
Yeah. Yeah, really it is. And this is just his really fancy way. He has a whole book, right?
Yeah.
But like it is okay to be down
Yeah.
and depressed.
Yeah, that's a normal function in life. But I agree. The society does create this pain-free and
Yeah.
like it's gonna be fine and you're great. And it's like, no, it's shitty. It can be shitty at times, and it's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, and you can say it's shitty, it hurts, and I'm gonna work through the pain and hurt.
Yeah.
Again, because the problem comes when you stay in that state. But again, it's one of those books that's like, oh, yep, I need to be reminded because we live in a culture that, oh, you're feeling down. That's not good. Something's wrong. It's like, no, like I'm down because things hurt right now, and I'm gonna feel my feelings because that's okay.
I get it, but then like there's always it pulls me back to say, then does that put the stigma back on like you're not supposed to say if you're struggling in your mental health? Or are you supposed to see that's the thing? Like, are you supposed to acknowledge that this isn't a mental health crisis, but I'm depressed? Because I don't think a lot of people can do that.
Well, yeah, and I think that's where the book has been freeing me, and even with that mentor, to say, yeah, this is where I am feeling shitty right now.
Yeah.
This is where it is, and not being like, oh, I have to hide this, right? Because again, it's a normal part of life, and for those of us in faith, it's a normal fart. The normal part of following. Becomes fart. Becomes fart.
So awesome.
It's a normal part of following Jesus, because if we follow Jesus, we're going to follow him as he dies, not physically, but in a lot of areas. So, anyways, that's been helping me, and what I'm learning about myself is my idols have been comfort and security like no other. I love comfort.
Dude,
I love security.
It's normal to love that stuff.
I know, but like again, I realized like I stayed in situations where like I maybe was like, hey, looking back, I don't know if I would have, looking back at kind of the things I was causing. But anyways,
but hindsight, I know what you're talking about.
It's 2020. But again, like it's learning that like I keep going back to comfort and security. Like I always want to, and I have to fight that.
Yeah, I think that's normal too. Like,
yeah,
I think you need to reread The Comfort Crisis.
I know. Actually, I just listened to that like a month ago.
Again?
Yeah.
Is that like your fourth time through?
Fourth time through.
Man.
My second Bible.
Wow.
It's a good book. Like every time you listen to, oh yeah, that story. Oh, I didn't remember that.
It definitely like fires you up.
Yeah.
Like I think that one fired me up more than Goggins. Goggins,
yeah.
it was
Goggins was more rah-rah.
Yeah.
Like, rah.
Yeah.
And Comfort Crisis was like, comfort is killing you. Are you going to do something about
And
it?
it made you think more.
Yes.
Not Goggins was like, yeah, you're right, rah. Like,
Rah, let's go.
yeah.
So, Jason, anything else that you have for us?
No, no, that's it.
Well, everybody, we would hope that you would share the love with your friend or somebody that you dislike. If you could share this on Facebook, Twitter, or on Instagram to make the world less icky, we would love that. And we'd love if you would sign up to be a Patreon. So patreon.com/Threads Podcast. We'd love that. We'd love for you to join us in ridding the world of Facebook fake, Instagram ickies, and Twitter takes. And we do that by keeping the faith, doing our work, and living life unfiltered.
Bye.
And then there's a real fart. I heard that.